What's up? Aloha. Howdy. I hope you're all well and good, that you're happy, and that you're on target today. For those of you who aren't yet, take a moment to stare at this picture. Awake yet? Awesome. Good to see you. I don't normally do videos, and I'm really not a fan of PowerPoints. It's just the trend for most folks to send people a message at the beginning of the year, and I didn't want to break this particular ritual. Besides, there's a lot of people who are on Facebook and such talking about making resolutions, saying it's going to be their best year ever, stuff like that. And that's great. Any positivity is good positivity. Unless you're positive you're going to fart in the elevator, or you're positive you're going to embezzle funds from the company, or if you're positive you're going to eat at Taco Bell at least 5 times a week. Yikes. I'm not judging, just saying I may not want to be around you when you do that. You'll have an air about you. Outside of that, there's a lot of people who don't have a plan about what they want to have happen this year, which, if you're not careful, could make this year look an awful lot like last year. Someone once said to me, not having a plan is like being a fly. Flies don't have plans. And a fly is just as likely to land on a piece of crap as he is a piece of pie. To help you get your slice of the pie, here's some observations that'll hopefully help you get some better results. Let's get started. If you have a choice, and you do, choose to be more positive. The effects of consistently negative behavior are well documented, and more importantly, cynicism makes you look like someone you may not want to resemble. Remember that if you like it like this, that's a choice. If not, choose differently. Seriously, be hopeful. The alternative just isn't as entertaining, especially since the whole world is already so awesome if you just look for it. I've done some research on this and come to a conclusion. There's really no other usage for bacon grease besides cooking. Please don't send me alternatives, pervs. Okay, go ahead and send them. The truth is, there really isn't a use for it in cooking. We are now living in a world where over a third of the world's population is overweight. I don't point this out to make anyone uncomfortable or to make fun of anyone. This is a serious business. I mention it because I wish to impress upon you that this is a crisis that we can avert. The point being, do something to get healthier, to eat healthier. The benefits are amazing, and healthy can mean tasty. Get some exercise. Take a walk. Do something to improve your life. Based off of current information, it's really the only one we get. Something that's been really amazing so far has been the people that we've run into, the connections that have been made, and the possibilities that have opened. The good news is, social media has been getting even better about making these connections possible. Information is flying around faster than ever. Good things are happening. So, thanks, Internet. The bad news is, social media is still no substitute for actually making human contact. It has, however, made it a lot easier for time wasters to eat up your time and for jackassery to ensue. So, thanks, Internet, I think. Listen, social media can be all sorts of things and take on all types of formats. Some of them not so much with the good. But I'm with Sam Graham-Felsen, who said, I don't care about the latest technology unless I'm convinced it can be used to promote the oldest technology, using the human voice, face-to-face with other human beings. It'll never be a substitute for a cup of coffee and a phone call. It may not be as efficient, but it can potentially be way more effective. So reach out. Pro tip, if you put it on the internet, write it on your Facebook wall, or send a picture of it over your phone, it's there forever. Something to think about before you post pictures of your junk. Act accordingly. There are a lot of rules out there about how to do things in life, business, relationships, whatever. I won't get into all of them. In an effort to keep things simple, I'll just cover 3 that I've observed are really, really important. Rule number 1, there is no reason to do stuff that you like. Seriously, there's somebody out there who can do it for you and would like to do it. Rule number 2, there's no reason to work with people you don't like. Seriously, there isn't. Rule number 3, and this is kind of important. If you're worried about the check, you are going to break at least one of those first 2 rules. At least. If you have any questions about these rules, feel free to ask. Just know that they're pretty consistent. It's been a weird year for folks. As of this time, there are still over 28 million people unemployed or underemployed. And lots of business owners are experiencing less than stellar sales. People are looking for a direction. There's been lots of concerns and lots of complaints about what the government's doing, what others are doing, and what we're doing or not doing, as the case may be. Listen, if things are no longer working the same, or at all, if what you've done isn't getting results, if things just aren't normal, it's time for a new normal. Hunter S. Thompson said, "When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro." Hell, this video isn't normal for me. I'll explain a few reasons why I'm doing this video in a minute. Suffice it to say, you have to do something different, something new, something better. Say yes to someone's offer of help, or be the one to offer it. Get that tool that'll make it better. Better still, make it. Push yourself, or find an accountability partner and get pushed. But do something. Do anything. Remember, in the absence of a good plan, any plan is a good plan. Which brings us to... A pilot once said, "All takeoffs are optional, but all landings are mandatory." It's a crazy world out there, that's for sure. You may have some concerns, fears, or outright terror over doing something you're not used to. Things could look so intimidating that you get stuck. Believe me, I know. You can get mad about it. You can try and deny it. You can try and prepare for every eventuality and hope that you've got all the protection you need. But we usually just end up substituting preparing for actually taking off. I know I have. This is completely normal. It's okay. It's important to remember that fear is a normal response, and that anything that's preventing you from doing something remarkable, different, or even just good is because of your brain trying to keep you from getting hurt. I've been there. Just remember that being too cautious gets you 0 results. Sometimes it's concern over what others may think. You get lots of people giving you advice over what to do or not to do. Just try to remember that in almost every instance, they're telling you not to do something because they don't have the ability or the guts to do it themselves. Don't be afraid to go after what others won't. Be willing to step out of your comfort zone so you can get what others don't. Professor Alan Kay said, "The best way to predict the future is to invent it." Something to think about when you're afraid of trying something new or different. Give it a go. Let that scream of fear be the wind in your sails. I've been blessed to have a lot of great mentors in my time and to have worked with and interacted with an amazing group of people this year. It's allowed me to do some remarkable things in my life, and I genuinely feel like I'm just getting started. I've been blessed to make and keep the company of some great people, which is both humbling and inspiring. They've counseled me when I was unsure of my footing and helped point me in the right direction. It's my wish that you have some part of what good fortune I've had in my life. You're all aces in my book, and if you feel that way about someone you've encountered this year, be sure and share this with them. Just, don't turn it into some weird chain letter type of thing. Those are annoying. This is all old territory that the gurus cover in some form or fashion. Not knocking gurus at all, we need them. And if enough gurus and mentors keep clamoring for you to do better, it's our hope that eventually one of them will have the voice you need to hear at the right time to make the change you really want to make. Pro tip, don't take any advice from someone who isn't doing better than you are. If you want to be one of these gurus, remember the words of Michael Port that I read in sometime around 2007, which is, if you feel compelled to share a message, there is an audience waiting to hear it. That's stuck with me ever since. Now I hope it sticks with you. Now, to the reasons why I'm doing this video. Over the past 5 years or so, I've been on a very peculiar journey. And it started with me playing video games for a living. Like this one. Yeah, that one. And while I was quote unquote working on that game, I learned some really fascinating stuff about how people think and behave, about what makes them decide to do things, and about how they make those decisions. Now, I didn't intend to start this journey, I really didn't. It's just that I had stumbled across a premise that had really changed my reality in a major way. My friend Jamie calls it a Kundalini moment. The challenge is that a video game can only do so much, and the world is a pretty big place. So I took that knowledge and I had gained, and I decided to play a new game. The premise of the game is simple. How do I make it better for you than it is for me, for you to do something remarkable? That's it. Simple, not easy. And the playing field is a lot different than what you would expect. Since I was exposed to this concept, I've been traveling all over the place, putting that concept into practice for both myself and others. The journey since then has been nothing short of breathtaking. Everything from assisting nonprofits to raising capital to helping professionals in a bunch of different fields, to feeding the homeless, to growing businesses, to advising on political issues, to helping people sell stuff, to getting people to hear your message. It hasn't always been good to me. It hasn't always been bad. But it has been interesting and it has been entertaining. It's been filled with love and awesome, like really chock full of it. I want the same for as many people as I can possibly reach. Now, I'm not a guru. If anything, I'm more of a Swami. Great word, Swami. It means he who knows and is the master of himself. Now, I don't know about all that, but I do like to think I'm on my way towards that. What I do know for sure is that helping others get to that point has made me happy and others really happy. Because the two greatest gifts you can offer someone is the idea that working together will always surpass the individual effort, and the realization that they don't have to do things the way they had been taught. Simply put, there is a new normal. If there's something I'm able to help you with, to help you do something above average, let me know. You can reach me here, nor here, nor here. Let's talk about it. If you have a question for me, send it. If you like this video and want to see more of them, say so. Or if you just want to crack jokes and stuff, do that too. Besides, it's always good to make new friends. In the meantime, thanks for taking the time out to watch this. I love your show, and mahalo.
Take me